For the next 40 minutes or so, something to lift the spirits and lighten the load. My name's Clive Pig, and I don't wear a wig, but I do give a fig about stories. Once upon a time, there was a story that had not been told for years. It was lost and in the dark and feeling lonely. It was wallowing in tears. But along came a storyteller, his name Clive Pig, Mr. Storyteller. There are stories everywhere, more tales than stars. Stories everywhere, this treasure trove is ours. So come on, climb a ladder to the moon, without leaving the room. Everywhere's your destination, all you need's imagination, a magic carpet's leading tune. Together we will zoom around the world just through narration, and all on circumnavigation. I'll be your storyteller. It's Mr. Storyteller. There are stories everywhere, more tales than stars. Stories everywhere, this treasure trove is ours. Have you heard the one about the woman who lived inside a whale? Have you heard the one about the man who grew a tail? Have you heard the one about the boy who rode a unicorn? Have you heard the one about the girl who ate a dragon? Stories everywhere, more tales than stars. Stories everywhere, this treasure trove is ours. Anton often wondered how long his goldfish would last if he swallowed it. To tell you the truth, it wasn't his goldfish. It was his sister's, Clarissa's, but he could handle her. He waited until she was out at her best friend's house and the parents were out shopping. And as he looked at the goldfish going round and round and around, he thought, boring! We'll have more fun in my tummy-tum-tum for a few seconds than spending its whole life going round and around and around and around forever. And anyway, when the goldfish is gone, I'll empty the water out and put the bowl on my head and be a cosmonaut for the rest of the day. And so he went to the little drawer to bring out the green net, and then he plunged it into the water, and he pulled out the goldfish. Look at you, like a thin piece of wriggling carrot peel. And he hit the bottom of the net, and the goldfish flew up into the air, and look, lots of water dripping from its body, caught in the sunlight. A mini rainbow in the living room. And then the goldfish went straight down his throat. Have you ever been down a water slide? And inside he was wondering, will the goldfish be able to see? Will it glow in the dark? And then the goldfish began to move like Clarissa did when she was in Mummy's tummy. And then the next thing, all went still. And he remembered. Last summer he'd been out in the fields kicking a football. The ball had rolled over into the long grass. And when he picked it up, there'd been lots of little grass snakes underneath it. He'd managed to catch one of them, and then he had swallowed it. The snake has been inside him all this time, growing bigger, fatter, longer, larger. And the thought of a snake living inside him, it makes him feel sick. He's got to get it out. He couldn't reach, so he rushed out to the garden. He went to the pond and he caught a frog. And he stood there, dangling the frog by one leg with his mouth open. It took half an hour for the snake to rise up, and then can you see the black and green head of the snake with its black tongue flickering? And the frog is trying to get away, but the snake, it shoots forwards and snuffles down the frog, and Anton shuts his mouth like a trap. And the snake, it sidles off into the long grass. And Anton, he spits out the tip of the snake tail. Oh! Frog gone. Snake gone. Goldfish gone. What am I going to do now? And then Anton remembers the goldfish bowl. And he goes into the house. He empties the water out and he puts it upon his head. If you were a friend of Anton's, would you like to be a cosmonaut for the rest of the day? Or perhaps a deep-sea diver? Now, while we're at it, here is a book I have always loved. The Singing Sack, published by A&C Black and edited by Helen East. Now, in this book, there are some wonders indeed. But my favourite one is not the story of Anansi. It's not this story or that story. It's not Did the Rum Do, although it's very, very good. My favourite story is this one, The Strange Visitor. And I've got my little drum, so I'm going to bang it. There was an old woman who lived all alone, and all alone was she. No one around for miles around to keep her company. One night she sat beside the fire, spinning at the wheel. And as she sat, she said she, "Oh, how lonely I do feel." Still she sat, and still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Hey! When in came a pair of great big feet and settled themselves beside the fire. Ooh! Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Then in came a couple of wee thin legs, and settled themselves on top of the feet. Oh! Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat, and still she span, still she wished for company. Then in came a great big horrible body. Ooh, 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 ooh. Plonked itself on top of the legs. Ooh, 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 ooh. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat, and still she span, still she wished for company. Then in came a couple of wee thin arms. Stuck themselves on the side of the body. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat and still she span, still she wished for company. I can't hear you singing the refrain. That's because you're a long way away. You can shout as much as you want. I won't hear unless you live next door to me in Ashburton, in Devon. TQ137EP. Uh-oh, too much information there. Then in came a couple of great big hands and settled themselves on top of the arms. Whoa! Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat and still she span, still she wished for company. Then in came a wee thin skinny neck. Ooh! And settled itself on top of the body. Ooh! Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat and still she span, still she wished for company. Still can't hear you, come on. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. We've had the feet, we've had the legs, we've had the body, we've had the arms, we've had the hands, we've had the neck. What's coming next, do you think? I said, what's coming next? In comes a great big horrible head. Ooh, 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 ooh. Plonks itself on top of the neck. Ooh, 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 ooh. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat and still she span, still she wished for company. Ah! Hey! The little old lady, she stopped her spinning at the wheel. And she didn't run into the cupboard. There were too many skeletons in there. She didn't hide under the carpet. She didn't stand there with her hands over her face and go, "You won't see me, you won't see me, you won't see me, you won't see me." She just stopped and she looked and she said, "Mr. Ogre, you've come into my house without knocking at the door, without an invitation, without ringing the bell, without sending a text, without sending an email or WhatsApp or letting me know. And not only have you come in without an invitation, you've left the door open." And the ogre says, "What did you say?" "I said, you've left the door open, and would you go and close it now?" "I don't think you know how it works around here." "And how does it work around here?" "Well, I am an ogre, and I have come here to gobble you up." "Well, you've come to gobble me up, have you? Well, before you gobble me up, you can at least go and shut the door." "Go and shut the door?" Oh, honestly, I've never been spoken to like that before in my life. What's it coming to? All right, I'm going to go and shut the door, but then I'm going to gobble up that little old lady. And off he goes, and he shuts the door, and then he starts walking towards the little lady, and he's about to pick her up and gobble her up when the little old lady says, "Mr. Ogre, why have you got such great big feet?" And the ogre, he looks down at his feet and he says, "Well, great big feet. I've always had great big feet. I suppose they're for walking far, for walking far." "Oh, what about your legs? They're so thin and reedy. Why are you so skinny in that department?" "Why am I so skinny in that department? I suppose from staying up late and too little food." "Oh, what about your body? I mean, it's so large in proportion to your legs. You must have a little problem with your knees." I do, especially at the winter time. Why have I such got a great big body? Oh, I'll tell you why. Because it's all from working hard, What about your arms? I mean, they're as thin as the twigs I use for my broom. Why are you so thin there?
Are you a witch?
No, I just like to keep the place tidy. Why are your arms so thin?
Oh, they're staying up late and too little food.
Oh, what about your hands? I mean, they're as large as frying pans. I'd be able to cook 12 eggs in each one if they were. Why have you got such great big hands?
Great big hands? For carrying things,
Oh, what about your neck? It's as skinny as a starving chicken's.
All these questions from staying up late and too little food.
Oh, what about your head? I mean, it's so large. It's ginormous. And I've got to say, you're just so ugly.
What did you say?
I said, you're ugly.
Well, thank you.
I've always wanted to be ugly. I used to look in the mirror and think I wasn't good enough. I was going to go to Thailand for an operation. Do you really think I'm ugly? I do. Oh, you're making me blush. But why have I got such a great big head?
I know. From knowing so much.
Well, why have you come here then? And the ogre knew exactly why he had turned up in the middle of the night. He looked down at the wee little thing and he said, I have the pleasure to inform you, in case you hadn't heard before, that I've entered your establishment for the prime purpose of gobbling your flesh, drinking your blood, and gnawing on your bones. And with that, the ogre gave a horrible ogre's laugh. Could you give a horrible ogre's laugh, please? 1, 2, 3, 4. Not bad. A little louder. Get it to GQ13 7EP 2, 3, 4. Louder. A little bit more. But the little old lady, she's not scared. She runs over to the corner of the room and she gets her broom and she charges like a rhinoceros towards him and says, "Get out of my house! Get out of my house, you! Get out of my house! Get out of my house, you!" And she chased him round the room. She chased him with the broom. And she chased him round the room. And she chased him with the broom. She beat him, she bopped him, she smished him, she smashed him, she pinched him, she punched him, she tripped him, she thumped him. And the ogre, he's running around the house saying, "Get off of me, ouch, oh, ow, oh, that hurts, get off of me, mummy, oh, my mummy, this little old lady, she's picking on me." And he ran out of the door and he ran into the woods, and the little old lady, she stood on the doorstep as tenacious as a terrier, and she cried, "You can at least come back and close this door." And in she went, and she peered through the window to see the ogre coming out of the deep dark woods, green, glowing and trembling like a giant jelly, and with his fingers as long as cucumbers, he pulled the door shut and disappeared into the dark. And the little old lady, she put the broom back in the corner of the room, for she was a very tidy little old lady. And then she went back to the fire and she poked it with the poker, for that's what a poker pokes. And then she sat on her stool and she gave a little sigh. Oh, well. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company, still
Still she sat, and still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat, and still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat, still she span, still she wished for company. Still she sat, and still she span, still she wished for company. So I'm just wondering if you can see this. Oh, look, there's a text or a message from something to do with the the World Storytelling Cafe. Yeah, but on this photograph here that I'd like to show you, can you identify that creature? No, not this. The one here. Oh, there we go again. That World Storytelling Cafe. God, it won't leave me in peace. Now look, have a look there. That is a photo of a cucaracha, a cockroach that was living in the microwave when I was staying in an apartment in Buenos Aires a few years ago. Now this cockroach, well, it was there in the morning when I woke up, it was there in the evening when I got back, and I was there for about a couple of weeks. I kept thinking, are there any really good stories, any folk tales that feature cockroaches? So I went on my device. I don't use Google, I use Noodle, and I found that yes, there once upon a time in India there was a cockroach who married a mouse. So I thought, hang on, I'm not in India, I'm in Argentina. Can I sort of do a bit of mix and matching? And so that's what I did. And as I switch this phone off so there will be no ring-a-ding-dings, I will tell you a version of that tale. One morning, Rita Caterina, the cucaracha, she woke up and she looked in the mirror and she thought, oh, I am so old. Tomorrow I will be 21 days old. Oh, and I have no one. I have no family. All my brothers and sisters, they have started families and their children are scuttling around Buenos Aires, but me, I have no one. I want a family of my own, a husband and children. I am going to try extra hard. And so she went to her wardrobe and she found, oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful brown dress made of onion skin. And she slipped it on. Oh, I need something for 2 of my feet. And so she found 2 little red chili peppers. And she slipped them on her 2 feet. Oh, look at them. I'm hot, 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 hot. And off she went, scuttling down the street. Now, I don't care if he's as good looking as you. I don't care if he's as rich as you. But I want someone to be kind, somebody simpatico. Oh, look, there's someone. Alberto the armadillo. Might you like to be with me? I would love to be with you. Senorita Catalina, you are... Oh, let us be together straight away. Oh, wonderful. But first of all, I would like to have a cup of coffee. A cup of coffee? Of course. Would you like a latte or a cappuccino? No. I would just like a black cup of coffee. Oh, here you are, my dear, and we will be together. But as soon as Senorita Catalina, she took that coffee, she let it slip from her fingers, and it went all over Alberto the Armadillo's big black boots. What have you done to my boots of Spanish leather? You have stained them. You would not do that again in a hurry if we were together. Well, if you're going to speak to me like that, then we will never be together. Goodbye. Oh, he was so handsome. Oh, look who's coming now in his blue Lamborghini. Oh, it's Santiago. Santiago the Scorpion. Might you like to be with me? I would love to be with you.
Va-va-voom, Senorita Caterina. Why don't you get into my Lamborghini and I will whisk you away to Montevideo?
Oh, I've always wanted to go to Uruguay, but first of all, I would like to have a cup of coffee.
A cup of coffee, of course. Shall I get one from Starbucks?
No, I would like you to search out an independent coffee shop run by a long-standing family who produce artisanal coffee and fair trade too.
Well, of course, I will search for the perfect cup of coffee. And very soon he returns. Here you are, my dear. Here is your hot black cup of coffee.
But as she takes it from his fingers, why, she lets it slip from hers, and it goes all over Santiago the Scorpion's leather passenger seat.
Oh, what have you done to my car? You have ruined it. You would not do that again in a hurry if we were together.
Well, it seems to me you care more about your car than you do about me. Oh, be off with you. I've never been in a Lamborghini before. Perhaps I never will. But I don't care. Don't put up with it, girls. Don't put up with that. Oh, look. Look who's coming out of the gym. Look at his muscles. Oh! Pablo the Puma. Might you like to be with me? I would love to be with you.
Let us be together straight away, Senorita Caterina, and then we can work out together in the gym.
Oh, I'm going weak at my 6 knees. But first of all, I would like to have a cup of coffee.
A cup of coffee? Are you sure you want a cup of coffee? Everyone in Argentina drinks mate tea with a straw.
I am not like everyone in Argentina. I want a hot black cup of coffee.
Oh, so you know what you want, and you want me. But first, here is your hot black cup of coffee.
But as she takes it, it slips from her fingers and goes all over Pablo the Puma's brand new white trainers.
What have you done to my trainers? I'll have to put them in the washing machine now. You would not do that again in a hurry if we were together.
Well, since you are so quick to anger, we will never be together. Be off. Everyone I try, they get so angry. Is it me? Is it them? Perhaps I expect too much. Perhaps you don't need anyone to feel fulfilled. Perhaps I'll just have lots of friends and meet up for coffee or go for pizzas on a Friday, or perhaps I'll just live on my own. I could get a cat, perhaps. But then she sees in the park someone really special. Look what he's doing with those balls. Messi the mouse. Might you like to be with me? I would love to be with you.
Senorita Caterina, I'm keeping up my skill set here. I've got to be the best footballer in the world. Better than Cristiano Ronaldo. Better than Neymar. Harry Kane. Who?
I got one ball on my elbow, one on my nose. I got them keepy up on my heels as well. Oh, Messi the Mouse, you are so skillful. Would you like to be with me? Oh, I would love to be with you, Senorita Caterina. Oh, I'm going weak at all my 6 knees again. But first of all, tell Messi what I want from him. A hot black cup of coffee? Of course, I'll go and get you one. So off goes Messi the Mouse to get a hot black cup of coffee. And as he brings back the coffee, he's got one ball on his elbow, he's got one bouncing on his head, he's kicking them up here and keeping them down there, and he gives the coffee to her, but as he does, it slips from her fingers and goes all over Messi the Mouse's Reebok football boots. And Messi goes, "Oh, Senorita Catalina, I'm so sorry. I've spilt your coffee. I was caring more about myself and developing my skills than caring about you and your needs. It's gone all over my Reebok. Don't worry. I'll get you another cup of coffee. If you want, you can spill it all over my Adidas. You can even spill it all over my Barcelona football shirt if you wish." And Senorita Catalina, la cucaracha, she knew she'd met the perfect match. Now, as I say, I was in Argentina several years ago when Messi, that brilliant footballer, did get married. But I wasn't invited to that wedding. But I did go to Senorita Catalina and Messi the Mouse's wedding, and I tell you what, my ears are still ringing from the ding-dong dinging of the church bells, and the priest was a rat, and the choir were cats. Fancy that, for that is that. There was once a singing toad. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita. But let's forget about him for a moment. For there was also a father who had not one, not two, but 3 sons. One day he took his sons to the fields, and he said to them, "One day all of this will be yours. And this field here is where we grow the maize, the corn. And there we have sweet corn. In this corner of the field, the sun shines strongly in the day, and the corn ripens quickly. In this corner of the field, there is a great tree, and it means that its shadow causes the sweet corn to ripen 1 or 2 weeks later. In this corner of the field, why, there is a little dip that is damp, and often the corn, it has mildew, but I don't want to spray. And this corner of the field, some of the corn is missing. There is a corn thief coming here. Hey, tonight, my eldest son, you go down to the field. Take some of your mother's cornbread and take my gun, if you know how to use it. And then, if you see the corn thief, just shoot above his head. Make his skeleton jump from his skin, and the skin will fall to the ground like a jellyfish on the beach. And so, late afternoon, early evening, the first son, he goes down to the field. But there, just before the field, is a well, and sitting on the well there is the toad. And the toad is singing his song. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. But before he can finish the song, why, the eldest son says, "Hey, you ugly toad, stop singing that song. You'll scare away the corn thief." And the toad thinks, "Hey,
You're not very polite, but I'll forgive you if you let me have some of your cornbread." "No way! I'm going to eat it all myself." Glump! And so the toad thinks, "Huh, he eats the cornbread. I'll sing my song. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit." But before he can finish the song, why? The eldest son, he picks up the toad and throws him down into the well with a splosh. And he waits all night long by the light of the moon. But he sees nothing and hears even less. And in the morning, more of the corn has been stolen. I must tell my father. And home he goes. And there's the father sitting at the breakfast table, with his black coffee. "Hey, my son, did you catch the corn thief?" "No, father, and more of the corn has been stolen." "Hey, you lazy bag of bones, you must have been asleep." "But he wasn't, was he?" "My second son, you go to the field and you catch that corn thief. Take my gun, if you know how to use it, and then shoot above its head. Make its skin fall to the ground like a jellyfish on the beach." "Hey, yes, father." And so the second son goes. And yes, late afternoon, early evening, the toad had just climbed to the top of the well. He looks at the sun as it's setting, and he begins to sing. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. But before he can finish the song, the second son says, "Hey, you! Stop singing that song! You're going to scare away the corn thief." But the corn thief is not there at the moment, but the toad is. And the toad says, "I'll stop singing my song if you give me some cornbread." But the second son says, "Pow! No way, Toad! I'm going to eat it all myself." Glump! And the toad thinks, "Right, you eat, I sing. Ribbit, ribbit." Once again, the son, he picks up the toad and throws him into the well with a splosh. And the second son waits by the light of the moon. He sees nothing and hears even less. And in the morning, more of the corn has been stolen. And he rushes back home, and there's his father pouring black coffee into his saucer. Hey! And he slurps. "Hey, my son, did you catch the corn thief?" "No, father, but more of the corn has been stolen." "Hey, you lazy old bag of bones, you must have been asleep." "But he wasn't, was he?" "Oh, you have failed. Now, my third son, Pedro. I don't understand him, you know. Hey, children, kids, you know, they listen to music, you don't... They got all these piercings and these tattoos. Hey, Pedro! Pedro, wake up!" And Pedro, he comes out of his room. "Hey, put some clothes on, boy! There are people watching, yeah?" And he comes out later, and the father says, "Hey, Pedro, today, can you go down to the field, Catch that corn thief, you know? Hey, take my gun, if you know how to use it, and shoot above his head. Make his skeleton jump out of his skin, and the skin will fall to the ground like a jellyfish on the beach." And Pedro says, "Hey, father, sorry, what did you say?" "Take those earphones out, man! Come on, listen up!" And so later on, down to the field he goes. And there's the toad. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita. And Pedro, he quite likes the sound. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita. He begins to dance around the well. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita, ribbit, ribbit, ribbita. And when the toad finishes the song, Pedro says, "Hey, cool beats, man. Let me record that on my phone. I can put it on Tubeface. We'll get thousands, millions, billions, trillions of hits and become famous." And the toad says, "Do you really like my voice?" And Pedro says, "Yeah, it reminds me a bit of Tom Waits. Don't you have a sore throat quite a bit?" "Yeah, I do. Living by this well is ever so damp. But, you know, I reckon I like my voice too. Hey, let's record it. And they record the song once more. And now, as the sun goes down, the toad says, "Come on, Pedro, sit on the well, and let's watch the sun go down together." And they watch as the sun goes down. And now the stars are out there. And Pedro says, Hey, is that star there in slow-mo? No, it's Google Earth. Quick, hide. They know too much about us. And while they're sitting at the well, they talk about this and they talk about that. And you know, the toad feels sorry for Pedro. And he says, "Pedro, you need a break." "Yeah, I think I do. My father, he's always so hard on me. He doesn't understand what it's like." "I know. But look down in the well, eh? What do you see?" Rusty Coca-Cola can. Empty packet of Doritos. There's something green and glowing down there. What is it?" And the toad says, "It's a magic emerald. I am the guardian of this well, and I have the power to grant you 3 wishes. But you only have 1 minute to choose." Think about this if you're ever asked that. 3 wishes or 1 minute. And no, you can't wish for more wishes, because if you do, you get no wishes. And Pedro, he knows this. So he thinks, "Do you know what I'd like for my first wish?" "To catch the corn thief." "Okay," says the toad. "Second, I would like to marry a beautiful woman." "Oh, third wish, I would like to have a really big house. We're going to have so many children, there won't be enough names. I'll have to call them Oi you, Oi you, Oi you." "Okay," says the toad. "That's enough. Okay, wait." And later that night, across the full moon flies a great bird, and it lands in the corner of the field, and it begins to peck, 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 peck at the corn. And Pedro says, Hey, there's the corn thief. Let me shoot it. Which way round do you put this gun?" And the toad says, "No, don't shoot it. Don't you know? You're in a fairy tale." "What? In a fairy tale? You're talking to a toad, you know." So, what happens next in the fairy tale?" "I'll tell you," says the toad. "That bird was once a beautiful young woman, but there was a witch who had a horrible son, and he loved the woman. But the woman refused his advances, and so the witch turned her into that bird. All you have to do is sing a lullaby to send the bird to sleep, and that will break the spell. Come on, everyone. Let's sing this song as a lullaby, as if you've got a little baby in your arms. Ribbit, 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 ribbit. And the bird falls asleep, and he falls to the ground, and Pedro, he runs forwards, he catches the bird, holds it in his jacket, and takes it home, and his father hasn't even awoke yet. "Father, father, wakey, wakey!" "What is it, my son? What is it?" "I've caught the corn thief. Look, here it is." "Oh, Pedro, for once in your life, you've done something to please me. Come here, my son. Let me give you a big hug." "Hey, that's enough of that. Right, put the bird on the table. I'm going to shoot its feathers." "No, father, don't shoot it. Let me have it as a pet." "A pet? Oh, kids and pets. Oh, yeah, I'll take the goldfish for a walk. I'll take the cat for a swim. No. I'll really look after it, I promise. All right, my son. Go into your room and sleep. And they both go into the room. Pedro, he falls asleep as soon as his head hits the pillow. And the bird, too, perches on the bedstead behind. And by midday, next day, the bird is flapping around the room trying to get out. Pedro wakes up and says, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Come on, little one, let's go and see the toad. And so they go back down to the field. And there, at the entrance of the field, is the toad, sitting on his well. But there, in the field, is a great big house. And the bird flies from Pedro's shoulder over the house. And the next thing, the double doors open. And there stands the most beautiful woman Pedro has ever seen. And when she looks at him and he looks at her, their hearts go boom-de-boom-de-boom-de-boom. And soon they are married. And it's a good job they have a large house, for it doesn't take too long for the house to be full of children. So many children! Going up and down the stairs is very hard, for the children are tumbling down like a waterfall. And Pedro said, "Oi you! Oi you! Oi you!" And later in the story, it's the same time as it is now, as the sun is going down. Pedro is sitting on the well with the toad, and he says, "Do you know, the day I met you was the best day of my life. All of my wishes has come true. All of my wishes have come true indeed." Where did that bit come in? All of my wishes has come true. If I had time, I would edit that out. But time is of the essence. All of my wishes have come true. And you know, the day I met you, I met my beautiful wife. I pleased my father. I have a big house, and it's so large, but there's still extra rooms. And my mother and father, they're getting old now. Even older than they were at the beginning of the story. Strange. And there's an extra room up here. I would like them to watch the sun go down in the evening. And I said to my father, "It's a good room, but there's a toad down there who always sings at this time of the day. Hey, is that all right with you?" My father says, "Yes, that toad can sing if he wants to." And the toad says, "Well, that's very nice of him. But I tell you what, I was going to sing whether your father wanted me to or not." Well, I hope you enjoyed some of that, and if you did, why not put some cash in the storyteller's hat? And if you like this sort of thing, people who tell stories, poetry and sing, then why not check out the World Storytelling Cafe site here on Facebook. You know, it's all being coordinated far, far away in Marrakesh, in Morocco. If you liked to listen to this, then why don't you just blow me a kiss? And if you'd like to hear more of that, then why not put some cash into the storyteller's hat? I think there might be little buttons at the bottom somewhere that you can press. There's loads of storytellers. If you don't like me, I'm sure you'll find something